Hey, David Wygant, 10 minutes of daily reality check. This is for Monday, March the 19th, 2018. Today, I'm going to talk to my good friend, Adam Gilad, who is probably one of the greatest men that I've ever met in my entire life because, well, I said so, and that's all that fucking matters. So, Adam, inspired man. Today, we're talking about a word. The word is inspire. The feeling of today is inspire. We're a few days away from spring, where men and women are going to be inspired again to go out and connect and ignore each other in public places. Where,
they can check Tinder.
Yeah, people are going to be inspired to do different things. Everybody has those goals. April, March showers, March brings April showers, which brings May flowers and all this other crap, right? Inspired, man. What does it feel like to be an inspired man? Because you and I live an inspirational based life that we don't answer to anybody. What does it mean to you to live a life of being an inspired man?
Well, that's a beautiful question, man. We're a few days away from the Inspired Man Summit, which you're featured in. And the reason I put together that summit was because I feel like a lot of guys are confused. First of all, around women, it's like, what are the rules? What's assertive and sexy? And what's aggressive and rapey? What's acceptable? What's desired? What's the role of a guy today? There seems to be a lot of hostility toward men, guys feel. What do I do with that? How do I internalize or not internalize that? So you and I have been dating coaches for a very long time. And you and I, kind of uniquely, I think, among the guys we know, really focus on the whole life, the integrated life of a person. Because we know that if you live an inspired life, if you're turned on by life, if you're lit up, you're naturally magnetic. Right? And you and I have never fallen for the say these 3 words and she will attach herself like a lamprey to your cock, for the rest of your life. We never went for that kind of stuff. We're not looking for the thing to say. We've always been about who's the man that you're choosing to be, moment by moment, day by day. So, the word that I keep coming at, 2 words I keep coming back to are inspired and bold, so let's look at both of those. And in the summit, we're really exploring it with great teachers like you. To be inspired, I think there's three ways of looking at this. You said, guys, heading out into the world to be inspired. We get inspired by what's outside, right? We get inspired by a beautiful woman, a beautiful painting, a beautiful movie, a great book, a brilliant mentor, entrepreneur, teacher, someone who lights us up. Wow, I'm really inspired to go out and do something, right? That leads us to some kind of action, hopefully. Or the other way of being inspired is kind of internal, inspire, right? In spiritus, like it's just breathing in the moment, like being inspired simply by being alive. So you're internally just inspired, meaning you're awake to the moment, something you and I also like to talk about a lot, becoming awake to the moment, dropping our stories, dropping our limitations, and just being awake to the moment, right? Inspired simply to be, which is something that's gotten lost in our country. We're a very can-do country. We're not much of a can-be country, right? There's not a lot of value put on just being. Value is always on doing and accomplishing. And something's gained with that and something's lost. So to be inspired, just internally inspired by your own creativity that you want to create because you want to create it. It's not something external, right? So you're inspired to create music. You're inspired to create poetry. You're inspired to create love. You're inspired to be happy, right? You're inspired to go help your grandma, whatever. But it's internal. So there's external stimulus. There's internal drive. And then there's another aspect of inspiration, which I've been playing with. And I call it the way of the inspired man. And this is a choice. This is inspiration as a filter. You're a dad. I'm a dad, and we all know about teachable moments. To be a good parent, you're always looking for teachable moments. Anything that happens, good or bad. Hey, honey, what did you learn from this, right? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about people? What works? How do people respond? You're always looking for those teachable moments. Well, I'm playing with this idea now of looking for the inspiration in moments. Like when you look beyond the sort of surface dynamic of anything that happens, whether it's socially, internally, business, anything, when you look past that service dynamic, what's behind that can really elevate you, right? Excite you about being alive, excite you to try something new, be something new, do something new, right? So I think of inspiration as a filter that you can sort of put on like glasses, and you're looking around going, all right, come on, world, what's here? So rather than something that's obviously inspiring, to dig a little deeper and to breathe in, inspire, right? To inspiration, to breathe in senses of possibility, senses of wonder, senses of motivation, of waking up yourself from almost anything you see. So those are three aspects of being inspired. And to me, this is a great way to live, you know, instead of being bored or just being half asleep and missing everything that's going on. Now, the second word is bold, right? And, you know, the way I use the word bold is, you know, once you have a sense of what inspires you, fucking take action on it without knowing what's going to happen. And this is something I figured out when I first got divorced years ago and had no idea what I was doing, had no idea how to meet anybody. My whole life was my wife and kids. And I just had no idea how to meet someone new, much less flirt or create energy or anything like that. So being bold means just going out there and trying things and seeing what happens, kind of the Elon Musk approach to life. So inspiration plus boldness to me is a very happy way of living. And it also turns out to be pretty much the most magnetic way you can live, because women find that very exciting about men, that you're going somewhere in your life, that you're awake to the moment, that you're interested in the world, and that they want to be near you because you're creating energy and they want to be near that energy. They don't want a sloth. They don't want a couch potato. So that was my impetus behind the Inspired Man Summit and having you, of course, featured, because I think a lot of guys are just not in touch with what's turning them on these days. They're either lost in jobs, or they're just confused about their role, or they can't seem to get a date. Women seem to be distracted, so are men. So we put together this group of men's leaders to really give different versions, different models of what it means to live an inspired life.
You know what I love? It's when you wake up and you're inspired, you know, which a lot of people are, right? If you don't listen, this is one I always said, the key to being an inspired person is to not listen to the outside filters or the outside voices that are going to break down your inspiration. So if you wake up one morning, and let's say, for instance, you feel inspired to working out, you know, this is the day that you're going to start working out. Then you get to the office and it's Mary's birthday and they all brought in Krispy Kremes, and, you know, people go, you know, you go, no, thanks. No, thanks, man. You're being bold at this moment. No, I'm saying no to the sugar. I don't want the sugar right now. I don't want it. I don't want it. Right. And then you start, the peer pressure goes, come on, man, it's Mary's birthday. They got the glazed donut. So you eat the glazed donut.
Right.
You feel like shit. You're no longer inspired to go to the gym, and you wake up the next morning, you do it all over again. Right. So to be bold is to say no and to say yes to your true inspiration that is inside you. I'm saying yes to what I feel fucking great about. I don't want the goddamn fucking donut, okay? I want to go get into shape. I want to go to Europe. I want to go travel. I want to take a risk. I want to do this. I want to go talk to that woman. I want to fucking just climb that mountain, right? You listen to your inner desires, your inner boldness, and you let it out and you walk through that fear. You feel the inspiration and you act upon the inspiration and you just allow it to happen. And you have to realize that no matter how far you jump, you're always going to land on 2 feet. It might feel like you're being pushed out of the MGM Grand 75 stories down, right? You might feel like you're being thrown off the top of the Freedom Tower in New York, but in reality, you're just like a cat. You're always going to land on your feet and you're always going to be fine. And that's what I think is a really big thing here.
That's a nice distinction, by the way. It's important not to think that you'll only act when you feel inspired in the moment. The distinction you're talking about really is the difference between inspired moments and inspired systems. You know, I've really been affected by Scott Adams, who created Dilbert. He has this great book basically called How I Screwed Up All My Life and Became Really Successful. And he talks about the value of systems. When you have inspired systems in place, you don't have to be inspired in the moment to motivate yourself, because the system will motivate you. So the system might be, I don't eat sugar, right? So you look at the donut, you don't have to be inspired in the moment. It's like, oh, right now I'm just so, you know, excited about not having sugar and being healthy. You know, the sugar looks really good, but your inspired system is, I'm not going to eat that donut. So inspiration is not just about the moment. Like I said, it's really about a filter of how you're going to experience the world. So great distinction there. Inspired systems. I've never.
It is interesting because I've been a workout person and a health person my whole life, right? Mm-hmm. And the fact is that, you know, I've got sciatica now, God forbid, man, it's such a pain in the ass. But every single day, I do little exercises every single day. And guess what? My sciatica gets better 1% a day. Now, do I want the sciatica to end now? Absolutely. But every day it gets a little bit better. I stick with my system. What's the system? The belief in the exercises that I'm doing. Because don't forget, being a workout person, I've worked out and I've been in great shape my whole life. So what do? I have a system. I have weights.
Beautiful.
I have weights certain days. I eat certain ways. I eat healthy, blah, blah, blah. And I just know that once you put a system in place, and I agree with you 100%, whether it's getting rid of sciatica, whether it's losing weight, whether it's making money, whether it's gaining friends, whether it's gaining knowledge, you have to trust the system that's being put in place. If you trust the system, then you know that every day you're getting 1% better. But the problem is the way that we have tried to reward ourselves is that we don't like to go the distance. We want it all 100% right now. And we want to get involved in a stock trade that makes us $1 million right away. We want to win the Super Bowl overnight. We want to make money. We want to get the girl. We want to lose the weight. And the reason why that diets don't work, and the reason why making money doesn't work for people, is because they never put the system in place every day to get that 1% leap. And it's that 1% leap that really makes the biggest difference.
Yeah, it's interesting. James Altucher, who's another hero of mine, recent friend.
Oh, James, you know James?
Yeah, I've gotten to know him.
Can you do me a favor? I want to get him on, because I read his stuff for the crypto. Can you
Sure.
reach out to him? I want to interview him on the podcast. I'll help promote his stuff that he's been doing, because I believe in the message that he's trying to convey.
Yeah, smart guy.
If you could reach out to him, I would appreciate that, because I've been trying to get him on the show.
I could connect him.
Yeah, I'd love to connect with him.
He says this great thing, and he knows what he's doing, by the way. I know his sources, and I know who he talks to, and these are the best informed people on crypto in the world. He says this thing about if you just aim, exactly what you just said, if you aim to improve yourself 1% a day, over the course of a year, 365 days, compounded.
That's a lot of interest. 1% interest. If someone told you they would give you 1% interest on your money daily.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you take it, or would you think it wasn't enough? Compounded daily. Now, if you think about it, you can even break your day into segments. You could take a 1% leap every 4 hours. You can accomplish something in a 4-hour period and take that 1% leap every 4 hours and literally go up 3% by the end of the day,
Yes.
Which means if you think about it realistically, you're going to have 4 hours a day that you do slack. But even during that slacking time, you're still taking a leap because your system is in place to jump right back in to the successful mindset that you are going to have, because that's how you set it up.
Nicely said. And that's what I've done here. I've really gathered together for the summit so many voices about what it means to self-improve, what it means to find your inspiration. I'm really glad you're part of that. Can we give folks the link?
Yeah. Let's give them the link. Tell them the link.
All right.
You can find it.
Go to InspiredManSummit/Dave. InspiredManSummit-/Dave. And there are all kinds of free gifts waiting for you. There are fantastic trainings from different kinds of men, from different aspects of life, what it means to be a man, both business, personal, social, physical, some really deep stuff. So everyone is welcome. InspiredManSummit/Dave. It's free. Come on and hear us, and certainly hear your man Dave here. He drops some great golden truth bombs about the word help, about asking for help, and about getting real naked in life, and being really present for the women in your life and for yourself. So good work, Dave.
Adam Gilad, always the best fucking podcast that we can do, man. I'll tell you. It's an endless fucking battle. You haven't listened to some of Adam's podcasts that he's done with me over the last year. They've been some of the deepest, most rewarding experiences out there. For the rest of you, man, let's take the 1% leap today and see how you feel at the end of the day. I will see you on the 20th of March, which will be tomorrow. This is 10-Minute Daily Reality. Check out Spread It, Pass It, and check out the link that Adam said, because we're going to get together and put together one of these great summits. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Beautiful. Thanks, Dave.